Positive thinking plays very important role in our life. It is our positive attitude towards life. It is our positive thinking in life that determines our altitude in life. It determines our rate of success. And it also plays very significant role in raising our happiness quotient. If you truly want to enjoy your life, if you want to stay unruffled among the trials and tribulations of life, you need to develop positive attitude. You need to develop positive thinking. Otherwise, each problem that will come across in life will leave you disheartened and disturbed. Positive thinking is not impractical or abstract concept of psychology. It is based on universal observations and universal truths. And what are the universal observations? As the night is followed by the day, as the winter is followed by the spring, as the evening is followed by the next morning, similarly, the bad time is always followed by the good time. And during the bad time, or during the adverse time, or during the unfavorable circumstances of life, what you simply need to do is to maintain positive frame of mind. And positive thinking plays such an important role in determining your success rate in tough situations. Such an important role that if you once understand it properly, you are going to embrace this positive thinking creed in your life. Positive thinking creates conducive state of mind where you can muster up, where you can gather all the forces of your mind and intelligence to think creatively, to plan creatively, to execute all the actions which will bring you out of the tough situations in life, which will bring you out of the unfavorable circumstances of life. During the tough time, if you are not able to maintain positive attitude, perhaps you will feel hopeless, perhaps you will feel sad and disappointed. Perhaps you will not be able to gather all the energy that God has given to you to fight with the tough situation in life. Therefore, positive attitude, whether you are a leader or a follower, simply an executive or CEO of any company, it plays very important role in everybody's life because life has more or less the same challenges for all human beings. But though in the modern, psychology, Mr. Martin is considered the father of positive psychology. But this truth applies to the Western world because maybe there are certain people who popularize certain concept. But I must tell you that India can be called, or the Indian spiritual scientists, or the Indian thinkers can be called the grandfathers of positive thinking. I haven't ever come across any I haven't come across any, this novel or a play in Indian literature which ended in tragedy. The concept of tragedy came only from the Western world. All Indian literature ends in comedy. Whether you watch the Bollywood movies, or you enjoy the plays or dramas written by Kalidas of India or any other literature, the concept of tragedies came from the Western world. All Indian literature, howsoever the protagonist in the literature or the hero in the movie will suffer in the beginning, finally he is going to conquer and settle for joy. Finally, the ending will be joyful. So maybe for the Western world, positive thinking can be a new concept, but it is very much imbued in Indian culture. Even the Vedic rishis or the seers and sages of Vedic time, they said Satyameva Jayate. Whatever is asat means whatever is temporary cannot control or conquer whatever is truth. And you should remember the health of the body is a permanent state. Disease is temporary. Beautiful or happy frame of mind is a permanent thing. Mood swings, sad state of mind is a temporary thing. So when you are going through the tough situations of life, remembering that goodness is part of or larger scheme of this universe, goodness or beautiful things, truthful things of the part and plan of this cosmic director or the God, perhaps this will give you strength enough to maintain positive throughout. Generally, when people go through some disability, disease, or problems of the body, they start losing, faith in themselves. At that time, positive thinking can help you. It can simply tell you to retain positivity and peace of mind, giving you strength by telling the fact that disease is temporary phase. before you fell ill, you were healthy. Similarly, after a certain amount of time, you will once recover, again you will recover, you will regain your lost health. Similarly, even when you are having mood attacks or attacks of bad frames of mind or mood swings, even then at the time, if you remember this fact that perhaps happy state of mind is a long lasting state than the mood swings, perhaps this positive thinking will help you overcome this problem as well in life. So positive thinking is very much imbued in Indian literature, and it is based on universal observations and truths, and this plays very very important role in our life. Let me illustrate the example of positive thinking with a story. Once a man living in a village got a letter from his friend who had been his school days friend and was living far away in a small village. It was the afternoon time, and after reading the letter, he came to know that his friend who was living far away from him was taken seriously ill, and the friend requested him to visit before he died. Such a sentimental letter, the man felt very sad and disappointed. It was afternoon, and the journey that was to be covered was very very long, but because it was the call from a friend, he could not ignore it. He wanted to meet his friend without any delay. So he took one of his friends in the village, who was presently his friend in the village. He took him and started on the journey. They had covered a long distance, and then it was evening time, and then it was followed by the darkness. The night descended, and they couldn't continue the journey for long. But this man in the village was determined to reach to his friend. But his present friend, whom he has taken to give him company on the way, said, "My friend, that perhaps it's not wise to continue journey in this darkness, because we may face problems. We don't know whether we'll reach there or not." Then this villager said to his friend that, "My friend, just remember one thing in mind, that when before we started the journey, it was the daytime, it was light. This darkness came into the middle of the journey. As it was not before when we started the journey, it is just in the middle phase, or it is just temporary phase that has come in the middle of our journey. Let's continue the journey. Again, the night will be followed by the day." This story beautifully illustrates the positive frame of mind, remembering the fact that setbacks, detours, failures are not the permanent thing in our life. We come across them now and then, and staying unfazed, staying unruffled when the situations are not in our favor. That is what the role of positive thinking is in our life. Or it is the positive thinking that helps us sail through those tough moments in life. So remember this fact, that positive thinking is all about waiting for the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe when you are going through a tunnel, you may have a feeling that there is darkness all around, and perhaps this darkness will never come to an end. But you should remember that the tunnel will come to an end as well. Positive thinking is singing the songs of welcome, or singing the welcome songs for the day when there is still darkness. So positive thinking is a thinking that helps you to anticipate, visualize that there is a beautiful future ahead, and not feel sad and frustrated about the present realities of life. And you must have heard a very famous phrase that future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Even if the present realities of our life are not in our favor, is still maintaining calm and composure, is still maintaining peace and positivity of mind. If we'll take efforts, definitely one day it will result into very beautiful situations, changed circumstances of life, and this is how you will stay unfazed, undefeated, and will be finally conqueror in the battle of life.